Let's do some fantasy booking. Forget what you think you know about legacy wrestlers for a minute. Forget the sons and daughters who just walk in their parents' footsteps, handed a spotlight they didn't really earn. Let's imagine a night where the entire AEW women's division gets turned completely on its head. A long, dormant bloodline, one forged in Hollywood action and high-fashion glamour, arrives in all-elite wrestling, and the sport would never, ever be the same. This wouldn't be just another debut. It would be a hostile takeover. This is a story about how Arissa LeBrock, the daughter of an action movie legend and a world-famous supermodel, could arrive in AEW and change everything. Picture this. The lights go out in Chicago's United Center. No music, no pyro, just a heavy, suffocating silence. For what feels like an eternity, the sold-out crowd holds its breath, a wave of confusion and unease washing over the arena. Then a single harsh spotlight slices through the darkness, landing on a figure at the top of the ramp. It's a woman, tall and powerful, dressed not in flashy ring gear but in a traditional black martial arts GI with crimson trim. The Titantron, which was black just a second ago, flickers to life with one name in burning red letters: Arissa LeBrock. The crowd would erupt, not because they recognize a wrestler, but because they recognize the name and the wild lineage it represents. The daughter of Steven Seagal and Kelly LeBrock has arrived, and she's not here to smile for the cameras, she's here to fight. And her opponent? It would have to be one of the toughest women on the roster, a former AEW Women's World Champion known for her bruising style, Jamie Hayter. Hayter, back in action and looking for a fight, would be staring from the ring, a mix of confusion and pure defiance on her face. She was expecting a match, sure, but not this. Not a martial artist who carries herself with the deadly calm of a predator. The bell would ring, and what followed wouldn't be a wrestling match. It would be a dissection. Arissa LeBrock would move with a chilling economy of motion, no wasted steps, no playing to the crowd. Her style would be a terrifying mix of her father's Aikido and her own high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Hayter, a powerhouse, would charge forward, only to be met with precise, debilitating strikes. A snapping front kick to the gut. Stiff forearm smashes that echo through the building. Low leg kicks that chop Hayter down, taking away her base. The commentators would be left totally speechless, just trying to process the violent efficiency they're seeing. Jamie Hayter is a warrior, though. She'd fire back with her heavy elbows and clubbing lariats, and for a second, it would look like her power might just overwhelm LeBrock's technique. She'd even land a huge German suplex that shakes the ring, and the crowd, desperate to rally behind their hero, would come unglued. But then, something truly unsettling would happen. Arissa LeBrock would smile, not a smile of joy or arrogance, but a cold, predatory smile, the look of someone who actually enjoys the pain and thrives in the chaos. The end would come swiftly and with shocking brutality. LeBrock would trap Hayter in the corner, unleashing a flurry of strikes before smoothly transitioning into a standing armbar. Hayter would fight it, but LeBrock's grip would be like a vice. With nowhere to go, LeBrock would torque the arm back, forcing Hayter to the mat and wrenching the submission in even deeper. There's no escape. Jamie Hayter, one of the most resilient fighters in AEW, would be forced to tap out. In the hours after a debut like that, the internet would absolutely explode. Arissa LeBrock would be trending worldwide. Wrestling blogs and news sites would scramble to cover the story. In less than 10 minutes, Arissa LeBrock would have gone from a rumored trainee to the most talked-about person in professional wrestling. To understand why a debut like this would be so huge, you have to look at the AEW women's division. It's been growing for years, building an incredible roster of talent. You have the megastar power of Mercedes Moné, the technical genius of Serena Deeb, the incredible character work of timeless Toni Storm, and the raw power of rising stars like Willow Nightingale and Athena. It's a competitive division, but it's an ecosystem with established rules. Arissa LeBrock doesn't just ignore those rules, she'd shatter them. Her in-ring style is unlike anything the division has ever seen. We've seen brawlers, technicians, and high flyers. Arissa is something else. She's a legitimate martial artist who has translated her skills to the ring with terrifying effectiveness. Her background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu isn't a wrestling storyline, it's a legitimate combat sports credential that would lend an air of authenticity and danger to her every move. When she locks in a submission, it's not for show, it's to finish the fight. Her mentor, the legendary Dustin Rhodes, once said that soon the whole world's going to be talking about Arissa LeBrock, and a debut like this would show us why. He didn't just train a wrestler, he sharpened a weapon. But the biggest piece of the puzzle, the thing that makes her a potential game changer, is her it factor. She is the daughter of Steven Seagal, a 7th Dan black belt in Aikido and a massive action star, and Kelly LeBrock, a supermodel and 80s icon. That lineage brings a level of mainstream intrigue that's almost impossible to create. People who've never watched wrestling in their lives would be curious. They'd tune in just to see what the daughter of these two icons is all about. On top of that, Arissa brings her own unique story. She's an established plus-size model and a vocal advocate for body positivity, having appeared on the cover of Plus Model magazine and starred in the reality show Growing Up Supermodel. She represents a powerful, modern image that defies expectations in both modeling and wrestling. She isn't just playing a character, she's a complex person who is unapologetically herself. That mix of legitimate toughness, Hollywood pedigree, and a powerful personal brand makes her a potential crossover star like no other. So, the million-dollar question is, what's next? After a debut where she dismantled a former world champion, Arissa LeBrock couldn't just slide into a normal feud. She has immediately established herself as an apex predator at the top of the food chain. The entire women's locker room has been put on notice. The most obvious path is a collision course with the current AEW Women's World Champion, timeless Toni Storm. The matchup is a promoter's dream. It's a clash of styles and philosophies. Toni Storm, with her theatrical old Hollywood persona, against the cold, silent, and brutally efficient killer that is Arissa LeBrock. It's the artist versus the assassin. Can Storm's striking and veteran instincts overcome LeBrock's legitimate combat skills? That's a main event story just waiting to be told. But there are other amazing possibilities. Think about a dream match against Mercedes Moné, the CEO versus the Onimusha. Two of the biggest names in women's wrestling, both with global appeal, colliding in a match that would draw massive attention. Or what about a technical showdown with the master, Serena Deeb? A battle between a submission wrestling purist and a legit BJJ practitioner would be an absolute clinic for the ages. You could even see her align with a faction that embraces her violent side, but honestly, her demeanor suggests she's a lone wolf. She seems uninterested in friends or allies, only in targets. Who would be brave enough to step up to her? Who would be the first to try and solve the violent puzzle that is Arissa LeBrock? This is where it gets really fun, and I want to know what you all think. After a debut this dominant, who should be next for Arissa LeBrock? Does she go straight for the champion, Toni Storm? Should she prove herself against another top contender like Willow Nightingale or Athena? Or is there a different dream match you're dying to see? Let me know your fantasy booking in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you never miss an update on the biggest stories in wrestling. It's rare that a single debut can truly be called a paradigm shift, but that's what a moment like this would be. Arissa LeBrock's arrival wouldn't just be about adding another name to the roster, it would be about injecting a dose of legitimate, unpredictable danger into the women's division. She brings a background, a skill set, and a mainstream appeal that is completely unique in today's wrestling landscape. She wouldn't just be stepping out of her parents' famous shadows. She'd be creating her own, and it's a shadow that would loom large over all of All Elite Wrestling. This wouldn't be a performance. It would be a correction. And the era of Arissa LeBrock would have only just begun.